Hey, welcome back to the Board Game Closet. My name is Jimmy.
I'm Tim.
I'm Rod.
And today we are taking a look again at Mansions of Madness. But this is the second edition with the app.
With the app.
This is the app version. So this one plays 1 to 5 people in about 2 to 3 hours. And the cool part is the 1, right?
Right, because you can play it all by yourself with a couple investigators.
Yeah, in the old version, or the original version, it was a 1 versus many game. So you had to have somebody that was playing the Overlord. Isn't that what they called it?
Yeah.
And so you had to have somebody that played, did the monster, set up the scene, did all that kind of stuff. But this one doesn't have that.
And honestly, it was overpowered anyway for that person.
It was overpowered.
He says that because he lost every single time.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Okay, so, but this is second edition. Let's take a look and see what you get in the box. Woo! And the app. All right, so this is what you get in the box with Mansions of Madness second edition. Rod, let's talk about the components.
So again, they do a fantastic job with this game. I mean, the components, the sculptures for this stuff is just fantastic.
And creepy.
It is so creepy.
It is so creepy.
I mean, it's so well done. And then the boards that they have for it, I think it might even be better than the last ones they had. Just the color and everything that's in it, it just really has that dreary Cthulhu feel to it. It's just
there's nice detail on these boards too.
Crazy
like,
detail.
In the artwork, you can see all kinds of stuff.
right.
And it's funny because like you look at it as like, oh, they did a nice job of just filling in that space. But then like as you play the game, it starts talking about the parts.
The messy disc.
Yeah. Like, oh wow.
Now the thing is with this game, for some of you people with your eyesight that isn't that good, you will need some help with this because they are pretty small, and sometimes I was having to get that magnifying glass out there to actually see it. That's pretty embarrassing.
He literally means magnifying glass.
Literally with the glasses.
You check our Facebook page, I'm sure you'll be able to see a picture of that here.
Rod with the magnifying.
So the and I'll mention this part of it since it kind of goes in, I think, with the detail with the software and with the music going the way they do throughout it, with how good the graphics are, with what they're doing. This artwork is just fantastic, and then the actual miniatures are just so great. The only thing that I can say, hey, why don't they fix it? One thing, and again, they give us these bland bases here, and because they're so big and they take up so much space, they just show up. I mean, it's just I don't know. That's the only thing that I can find wrong with it. It is bothersome in a way, but never bothersome enough to truly take away from the game, because the game is just
they do allow it to
very interesting.
Like show how much area it actually takes up on the board and give it balance, so you never have to worry about tipping your miniatures.
Listen to him defend.
Saying.
My point on that was that we talked about this in our last review. They have this awesome artwork on this little card, and then you slide it into this black base that covers up all that artwork. Anyways, totally small
but
thing,
still, 9.9.
Oh,
fantastic.
9.9.
Oh, wow.
And they include the conversion kit, right?
That's true. There's a conversion kit with it. I mean, how great is that? Because all of us know that we've already spent a lot of money on the first edition. So,
with
it's nice to do that.
With the second edition now, too, you expect that first edition to drop down in price if you haven't already picked it up, in case you want to add some extra investigators and stuff to your stuff.
So that was free. That came with it.
Yeah, it's in the box.
But we do need to know that you can't play the app with the old version. You can only play the app with the new version. Yep. So that's how they got you. Yeah. Okay, Tim, tell us about the rules. How hard or easy is it to learn Mansions of Madness second edition?
So this is a Fantasy Flight game, so you're going to see a nice little learn to play booklet. Because you'll have your rules reference, like they love to do this.
The 2 books, yeah.
But you'll notice there's one missing if you're used to the first edition, and that's the quest guide or the campaign guide booklet. That is completely gone. It is all on the app. Another thing you're going to be missing here is you notice there's no monster cards anymore. There's no fight cards. There's no encounter cards or anything like that. That's all done on the app. And all the stuff, the campaign stuff is all, campaign, it's actually just story encounters, but it's all kept on the app. So the rules reference, of course, is going to be your regular like encyclopedia, where you just look up what you're looking for, the keyword, and it's in there. So we're all used to that. And then the learn to play is great because it tells you it does the whole explain each one of the pieces, so you know what each piece is, because it's going to be necessary as it gets into the app, because the app will tell you to put this token on this, whatever. But the app does a great job of showing you what the token is or whatever that you're going to place down, so it's not like you get lost. You just have to look for, oh, it said put a search token. I'm like, oh, well, there's a search token. And you're like, put it down. I was like, okay, because you can see it on the app. And then it tells you your first basic setup for setting up for the first game, and it tells you which story to get into. So then you're all set up and everything. And at that point, you really don't need to look at the instructions anymore. It's more of the basic, like, how do you work an app?
Touch here.
So it's like, it's pretty intuitive with the way they made the app. I never had a problem, never got lost. Everything is always on the thing. You can always click on stuff and to figure stuff out. And I was worried at first when they put down when you put down a search token or whatever. I was like, I'm going to forget what that is. And now that I don't have a book, I won't be able to see. But then it allows you to touch it and find out what it is before you use an action to do it. So that's really nice. I wonder if that mic is picking up that mood music.
Background music.
Yeah, so it does the sound effects and whatnot during the game. So if something happens in an encounter or something for the story, you'll hear it sometimes on the app if you're listening. Mm-hmm. If you're in a loud area, you'll have to use like a Bluetooth speaker or something. I guess I did because my iPad's just not that loud. Mm-hmm. But other than that, yeah, that's all.
There you go. So one of the cool things about learning to play and setup on this one, I remember in first edition, literally, Tim was like, hey, do you want to play Mansions? Okay, all right, we'll be in there in like 30 minutes. Let us know when it's set up. And then he had to go in and get the book out, and then he would have to prepare everything, right? So he had to get the monsters out that he'd use on that game, cards for them, all of the pieces out. So he'd have all this stuff laid out, where now you just put this down, and then it says go. And then as it plays out, it'll say, hey, you need tile the boat house, and that's tile whatever, and then you put that out. And the app shows you where you place everything. So just...
Yeah, you just literally leave everything in a stack. Unlike the first one where it was 20 minutes of the Overlord picking out, like, make this choice, then make this choice, and then make this choice, and then this is how your story's going to play out. So right now you just pull everything, you just stack it on the table to where everybody can reach it, and you're ready to play.
Yeah. So let's talk real quickly about how you play the game so you can see if this is something that you'd want to buy. At the beginning of the game, every person gets a character card. And so there's a little fluff text on the back that tells you their story. And then this person is going to have the two basic things that they're going to have is their strength, or what do you call that?
That's their health.
Their health, and then their insanity level. And so because you can go insane in this game and you can be wounded in this game, but that doesn't mean that you're out of the game. And some different things happen with that. And so at the beginning of the game, each person goes there, and then you're going to get some starting cards, so special things maybe that your character starts with, and then each person has all kinds of abilities that basically just tell you how many dice you're going to roll when you have to do a check of some point. So it might be a lore check, agility check, strength check, and so when you encounter things in the game, then you have to roll a check, and then that just tells you how many of those dice that you get. These dice are brutal because it's an 8-sider, and there's 3 stars that you could get, and that's that's a win, that's a hit, success. And then you have these little clue icons, and that's kind of a cool feature in the game because as you interact with things in the game, as you do things in the game, your character's ability might be that you get these clues. And so if you ever have a clue and you roll the little magnifying glass, and you can basically change that. You pay your clue in, and then you get to change that to a positive. And so the game is, there's some kind of a scenario going on. It tells you about it, and then you get to explore the mansion. And so you get, on your turn, you can move on your turn, you can interact with an item, you can open a door, you can fight a monster. There's all kinds of things that you can do in the game. I don't want to spend forever going into all of that. Right. But basically, you're going to go through the game, and you're going to explore. And so then the app is going to tell you, okay, put this tile out, or it might tell you, hey, you heard a noise in that room, and or something is going on, and so you can go throughout the mansion, and then things are going to appear. So there might be monsters that appear out of nowhere. Somebody dies, and then a monster appears because they killed them, or a door opens and somebody comes through it, and then so then the app will tell you. You don't know at the beginning of the game or the beginning of the scenario what you might need to do, but you just go exploring in the house. And not only are you just exploring, but there might be like little mini games that you get to play, and so the app has that. So it might be something as like you're trying to guess the combination of something, so you go through the combination, or it could be it's weird, like you're trying to move this little square through the room, and you only have so many turns that you can do it, and so if you fail it, it just stays there, and the next turn somebody could spend the time to go over to it, interact with it, and then they go, and so you're taking multiple turns to try to do stuff, and then you'll get items along the way. So you might get a card that says now you have a key that you needed to go up, open this door to go up this room, and so you don't really know what you're going for,
Right.
which is probably the coolest part of the game. You know,
Yeah, working through the story
Yeah.
is just pretty awesome.
Well, the thing also is that it's everybody working.
Yeah,
on
it's
the same
co-op in
goal.
this,
I
yeah.
mean, there's sometimes you'll have little different winning conditions depending on what happens to your characters.
if you go insane, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
That's the thing.
but the thing is, I mean, this is the first game I can think of. I mean, I'm not sure other than like Descent, of course, has it now with their app, but I'm trying to think of other games. But this is the first one where you get a group of people together, you're playing this board game. You guys are all doing the exact same thing, trying to do we're all trying to win this. We're doing it all together, and it's a new experience for all of us.
Yeah.
And it's not something that's just random.
Right.
It's something that someone has set up on the program. They've set
Set
up
up,
to do
yeah,
something
the
like,
whole thing.
because like the D&D ones, they're random, right? Because all of a sudden you flip a card.
Oh,
and
what do you
do
know?
this,
This appears.
Yeah, this appears. This happens, and they're so like, well, why would such and such be there? That's kind of silly. It's like things like that happen. But with this, it's all for a reason.
Story based.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the story is just fantastic. It just makes the game.
And everybody's in on it because
Yeah.
nobody has to be the overlord. So you just follow the app, and you don't know what's going to happen because it's telling you, which is such a cool immersive feel to
Yeah.
it.
I mean, it's just a really neat aspect.
And the fact that they have the intro to the stories read out by the
Voice
narrator
actors,
guy.
and yeah.
I mean, that's.
drives down the drive.
I just can't wait to see where we're going with this gaming. With this. I mean, right now, this is one of my favorite games just because of that thing right there and how it interacts with us.
Like I was saying, like back when we did Golem Arcana, it's like that's the future, is integrating apps with the
Right.
games so that it can take all the tediousness of the rule flippers and stuff out, and then you can just focus on playing the game.
Right.
And plus now you can do more cooperative or competitive if you go insane.
Right, yeah. But then like the whole idea of just being able to just play it and you don't have to have any setup time, all of that just that's why you would want an app, And I think there are a lot of people that are anti-technology in their board games because they want it to be here on the table. But if you can instantly update the app with a new scenario and then you use the components that you already have, well, now the value of what you invested for this $100 game just goes through the roof.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So it might be pretty obvious at this point, but at the end of our reviews, we like to do a simple 1-die rating. Should you buy it, play it, or hate it? So green means go buy this game, add it to your collection. White means you wouldn't buy it, but you definitely play it. And then red means you wouldn't buy it and you wouldn't play it because you hate it. So
I don't know which one I'm going to choose.
and it's a 3 green. Now, okay, so if you go back and watch our original thing, I think the reason I gave it a white was because it wasn't fully co-op.
I think you said theme. You weren't really into the
Oh,
theme,
was that
too.
what it was?
You
Yeah,
said
yeah.
that too. Yeah, I remember that.
Well,
It was both, actually.
Yeah, it might have been.
But that was the problem, was because you guys kept losing, and the theme was horror that you really felt
Yeah,
the
that's
horror.
what it was. Yeah, which is true. And that's still true. But is that not crazy that now I'm so intrigued by the co-op, immersiveness of the thing that I'm like, yeah, buy it.
It's a little bit different when you lose altogether. You know what I'm saying?
It is. Yeah, instead of, the Overlord beating us down again.
Right.
Overpowered is what the problem was.
The
Balance
overpowered
Balance
Overlord.
the game. So the reason I went green, since we're going to go there, is because everything we talked about, right?
Yeah.
But this is the one game. Now we didn't talk about the price point because this is an expensive game.
It is expensive.
It is.
It is. But I also look at what's on on my shelf, and I'm going to play this a lot more than I'm going to play what's on the shelf. So this is going to come to the table a lot. I can just see it. It's well worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to bring it to every single group we have, as long as we have that 2-hour time slot.
Right,
To put this in there.
3 hour.
Yeah. I mean, it was just, that was, like
We're learning
the 3-hour
again,
one was
yeah.
because I played with my wife and we played it an hour and a half.
Well, I think the 5 people playing it is what caused.
Yeah.
Probably everybody
So
taking their actions.
any game you have like this where people have to take turns of taking actions and you have to think through the actions, the more people you have, the longer it's going to take.
But
definitely hits that 3
But
hour
it is so much fun when you have that happening. You're breaking the rules, splitting the party up, and doing all that crazy stuff. It's just so
I
much
thought
fun.
we said we weren't going to
Hey,
split up.
Exactly.
But I think it would be a bad idea to just stay all together in this.
The one thing real quick that I noticed this different than Descent in this is Descent tends to go, okay, you got 5 players or 4 players, so it gives you 3 or 4 extra monsters they throw on there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this one seemed like they didn't do that. I mean, they may have done it differently.
They did it subtly. If they
Right,
did.
exactly. So that's what I really liked about it, is that it wasn't just like, okay, now we got 4 monsters, it was just 2 of us, we'd only have 2.
So much harder, yeah.
Right.
That's cool.
This was definitely, if you guys have played the Descent 2nd Edition, this one is much more investigation.
But we haven't played the newer Descent one that just got released. So that we played the beginning ones and stuff, but not that they just released another one, right?
Yeah, the new campaign
Right.
on the Descent.
Right. All right.
I'm totally lost. All right, that's our review of Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition with the app.
Right.
So we've got a lot more reviews on our website, BoardGameCloset.com. Check them out, and we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those. And as always,
Support your local hobby shop.
do it.
Do it.